good, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of Rookie Mondays.
Sir.
Hold on. Before we start, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Please. We really appreciate that. And hit the notification bell so you know exactly when we're dropping videos right on time.
Yep.
You know? And so, this is Rookie Mondays, man. This is the show where we walk you step by step through everything you need to know about building your financial journey. You know, we want to be your financial tutors, and that's what this show is all about.
Yep. Honestly, I know we've been hitting you guys up a lot, letting us know to comment below, subscribe, all that stuff, and you guys have been listening. And also, we want to actually thank you because you guys have reached out to us and said you guys appreciate everything we're doing for Rookie Mondays, right?
Wow.
So, Rel and I put in a lot of time because on Wednesdays we get into detail, but on Mondays we like to break things down. And you guys have been saying you love the budget template, you guys love the breakdown we did, and honestly, we can't appreciate you guys enough. So thank you for that, and keep the feedback coming. That's all it is.
We love the feedback, and I love to see people putting it to use, man, because this stuff is real life changing.
Yeah, for real. And on that topic, make sure you guys are actually downloading the free stuff, right? I know our numbers actually went up when we talked about the budget template, but even right now, if you haven't already downloaded the budget template, even if you downloaded it before, we actually modified it. So make sure you actually get the new budget template. We also have the crypto and stock market ebooks, which is the super beginner level stuff. So just check those out as well.
Wait, how much does it cost again?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's free. By the way.
Wait, you said it's what?
It's free.
Oh, all right.
So make sure y'all download it and start your journey. That's all it is.
For a fact, yeah. So let's get into today, because I'm excited about today, man, because bro, it's people are about to change their lives.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because when you start in a journey about investing, when you start an investing journey, bro, this is a generational decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And people don't get that, right? People think it's only investing for themselves, but you're actually about to change your whole family's journey. To be honest, everything's about to change for them.
For real. So for people who think that everything should go in a savings account, we posted a stat one time and talked about how okay, if you put $10,000 into a savings account, and 20 years ago, put $10,000 in, never touched it again. That number would decrease. That same money is worth $4,500.
Exactly. It's not like it's actually decreasing. If you put $10,000, it stays at $10,000, but it's not worth $10,000.
Exactly, and that's due to inflation. But meanwhile, if you would have just invested that same money, invested into the S&P 500. We talked about that on this show countless times.
I'm about to say, we literally say just invest in VOO, which is S&P 500.
Exactly, VOO. And it would have grown to $61,700.
Which is ridiculous, right? So
from $10,000 to $61,000.
And that's what it is. At the end of the day, that's the reason why we're even starting with this, is because last time we talked about budgeting, right? And a little piece in budgeting talks about investing. Right? So that shows you yes, you're supposed to save money. Listen to your parents, they always say save money, yada yada yada. But also invest. And what Rel just said is very important, because that tells you why you should invest, right? So before we get into stuff, we want you to have the right mindset behind it.
Exactly. So then, let's get into it. Why not? So there's two different accounts that we want to talk to y'all about today. Two different types of investing. And so you want to get into the two?
Yeah, I got you. All right, so the first one, right, is self-directed account. And when you guys talk about investing, and we're trying to make this as simple as possible. So anything you don't understand, please comment below, right? But let's just talk about it. So there's a self-directed account, which is basically when you're picking your own investments, right? So I know you always talk about Apple, Microsoft, VOO, QQQ, all that different stuff, right? So if Rel was actually picking those, that would be a self-directed account, right? Because he's picking it, he puts his own money in, and he's monitoring it, right? But then there's a Robo-advisor, right? We hinted at this earlier, but the Robo-advisor is something pretty cool. So essentially, if I'm a new investor, I don't know what's going on, I just know I want to invest on a weekly or monthly basis, I literally can put my money into a Robo-advisor, which is a computer, and I tell the computer, I want to be safe with my money, I don't want to risk too much, I'm 26 years old, and I'm planning for, retirement, right? Boom. It takes all that information and it actually picks my investments for me. So you don't have to do anything, you just sit back, relax.
Man, listen, that's for my people who don't care about none of this stock stuff, but you understand how important it is.
And that's the thing, when I was getting dinner with my friends, right, they were talking about this, I love your show, but I actually don't care about investing, I just want to be rich. And I suggested, do the Robo-advisor. So this is going to be for you guys who are interested, but not that interested to the point where you want to pick your own stuff, right? So we got a lot of information coming, but before we actually get into detail about how to set up those accounts and how to dive into it, you actually have to have a brokerage, right? So you want to explain what that is?
Yeah, brokerage is literally where you go to invest. It's where all the stocks are listed, the ETFs, all the funds you can get into. You need a place to actually make those investments, and there's so many different options for you. And we're gonna get into like different options. Like, what's the most popular one everybody knows about?
Yeah, I was gonna say everyone always talks about Robinhood, right? And everyone says it's Robin the Hood, but at the end of the day, that's the most popular one. Like you got Webull, you got Vanguard, Fidelity. Yep, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? TD Ameritrade.
Yep. I know you use TD, right?
Yeah, I use TD Ameritrade for my Roth IRA.
Exactly.
And with these brokerage, you can set up like Roth IRAs. You can also set up custodial accounts. Custodial accounts are accounts that you could use to invest for your kids. Like TD Ameritrade lets you do that, for example.
So this is literally step number 1, I would say, right? I think we would say actually to starting your investment journey. So everyone who says, how do I start? It's actually creating one of these accounts. So we're actually gonna list out a bunch of for you in the description, but just to go at it, right? So we said Robinhood, we said Vanguard, Fidelity, Allied, TD Ameritrade. There's a lot of them, but when you pick yours, right? Because we haven't actually used all of those different brokers, but what we did do is we used some of them, and the reason we picked them was because of what they offer. So I know for me personally, I love customer service, right? I understand like there's a computer behind everything, but I like to get on the phone, and if something's wrong, I want to call someone. Yo, Rel, like what happened to my investments? I want to actually have a human. So that's why I picked my brokers. Like Fidelity is great for that. Vanguard's good for that. Robinhood is not so great at that, but they are very simple to use.
Yeah, and that's the catch of Robinhood. That's where they really built their company. Is their user interface is just super simple, and that's why a lot of people start with Robinhood. I started with Robinhood as well.
Exactly.
You know, so that's really the catch on Robinhood. Like you said, the customer service is a little
Yeah.
TD Ameritrade is a place where if you look at their user interface, it's complex.
It's tough because you really want to be able to just simplify stuff, right?
Yeah.
For you guys watching right now, you want simple stuff, so TD might not be the wave.
For a beginner, yeah, but once you like start to get more understanding, and we gonna get you there. TD Ameritrade is a great resource. You know, it's very detailed, and when you're really into the stock market world, a lot of people use TD Ameritrade.
Yep.
You know, they have like Thinkorswim, which is a great platform, to do analyzation. So
do we want to dive into like an actual rundown now?
Yeah, let's get into it, man. Like, we're gonna show you guys how to use Robinhood. It's about time.
All right, guys. So right now, when you actually download the app and everything, it actually takes you to a survey. Basically, you fill out, your first name, your last name, all that general stuff.
Like an application.
Yeah, it's perfect word.
Yeah.
Literally, it's an application, right? So if you're ever confused about that, just take it slow and just be honest with how much you earn, your social, all that stuff. But when you actually get into it, it takes you to the home page, right? So it lets you know how much you have invested. For those of you who are just starting, the amount will be 0, right? So in that little phase, you're gonna see different icons in the bottom. So if you are someone who just has no idea what company you want to invest in, and you want to search for stuff, you can actually click on that little middle icon and it takes you to the browse page, right? So over here it says trending list, which is pretty cool because you can actually look up what indexes are popping, what crypto is popping out, altcoins, all that different stuff. It has news channels which you can read, so which is super helpful. And if you're someone who doesn't want to read, it's okay, but it gives you the option to do so. But let's just talk about it. So let's just say, what company you want to go with?
I would say let's go with Nike.
Nike? Oh,
Yeah.
Perfect. I said, okay, so if I was actually just searching Nike, I would literally type in Nike, right? And it actually says the ticker right there. So when I click that, all this stuff that you see right here where it says 1D, 1W, 1 month, 1M, it literally is talking about the price points for that 1 day, for that 1 week, for that 1 month, etc., etc. Those little candles that you see, I could actually put my finger on these different candles.
Right, so if you hold it down, you'll get more detail on the price of that stock throughout that time period.
Exactly.
So like right now, you see that we're on the 1M, which means the 1 month. And you can see as he travels along those different candlesticks, you can see what it was operating like on those different dates within that month.
Exactly. And if you just want a simple version, you can click all the way to the right, that little like line icon, and then it changes for you, right? It makes it more simplified for you. And you can do the same thing, just press your finger on it, and it actually takes you for all the different price points during that 1 month. And you can do 3 month, 1 year, 5 years, so you can see if the stock is doing well or not. But let's just talk about it. If you scroll down a little bit, and let's just say it's a company you never actually heard of. For this one, we're using Nike, so hopefully you guys have heard about this. If not,
some of these people, I'll be looking at they drip, and I don't think they heard of Nike.
Yeah, that's all it is. Sponsor us. So if you click show more, it talks about the company information, which is pretty cool. It talks about the CEO, their employees, etc., etc. But let's talk about the stats. So when you see open on the left-hand side, and that's basically saying, so when the stock market opens, which is at 9:30, what the price of the company was when it opened.
And
so
it opens 9:30 Mondays through Fridays.
Oh, Eastern Standard. So
Yes.
I have to make sure I say that. So when you say open at $145, that's basically what the price opened at. If it says high and low, so 146 and then 143 was a low, that's talking about the different price points it was during that particular day.
Yeah, so the highest that it reached that day was $146.
Yep.
The lowest that it reached that day was $143.
Exactly. Then we have the 52-week high and the 52-week low, which is exactly 1 year point. So the highest it was in a year, and then the lowest it was in a year, right?
From today.
Exactly. When you see volume, it's basically saying the total volume that the stock has been traded, right? So when it says 4.3 million, that's how many trades have actually gone through. Then you have market cap. When you have average volume, then you have market cap. Essentially what market cap is showing is if it's a large company, if it's a mid-tier company, or if it's a small company. So the higher numbers, right, are obviously like, Microsoft, Apple, those would be large cap. Then you see PE ratio, which is basically price to earning ratio, which we're going to dive into later. Don't worry about all this right now. We're just telling you this, and then we're going to dive into it, on Wednesday, maybe even another Monday where we go into more detail.
Yeah, we could. And it has to do with, that's a way to tell if a company is overvalued or undervalued.
Exactly.
In a simple way. And like I said, we'll get into more detail about it in the future.
Exactly. And then you have dividend yield, right? So what this means is, for example, this one pays a dividend, which is 0.78. So Tyrell was a company, and he was like, I'm gonna actually pay you a reward for owning a share of my company. That would be classified as a dividend, right? So for those people who want to learn more about that, just wait on it. We're gonna dive more into it.
Some people only invest in dividend stocks because it's a way to get like passive income.
Exactly.
You own a lot of shares of something, and you're gonna get paid a dividend
right
on a quarterly basis.
Then you have news channels here. It also gives you buy ratings, hold ratings, sell ratings, and why you should do what you should do depending on your opinion on stuff. And then if you actually want to buy, you click that little green button where it says trade. When you click it, don't worry about options just yet, relax. If you click buy though, on this screen you can actually type in, so if I wanted to buy like $500 or something, whatever it is, right, I can type that in. If I only have, let's just say $10 and I want to invest, even though I can't own a whole share of a company, like for example Nike, I could still invest $10, and it actually allows me to invest $10.
Wait, so you're saying, hold the phone, you're telling me I don't have to buy a whole share? So when I see something like Google
yep.
stock that's like $2,000 something,
yep.
I don't have to buy the whole shit.
No, you can just invest whatever amount you have. If you have $100, $10, $5, it does not matter. You can actually invest whatever amount, because that will grow depending on how Google grows.
Exactly. So your money grows with the company.
Exactly.
$5 grows when Google grows or Nike grows. Yep.
And then just for the sake of this video, on the top right where it says dollars, if you click on that and you see, market order buy in dollars, what that's basically saying is what we just went over, right? You're literally buying what the market price is right now. Or if you can buy in shares, which would be like, hey, I want to buy one share, you would literally type in one. For this video, I want to go over something which is a limit order, right? Which is what Tyrell and I usually focus on, because what that means, if you click on it, it says set limit price, right? The maximum price you will pay for Nike. So right now, as you can see, the price says $145. We don't want to pay $145. We think it's going to be, let's just say $140, right? I would literally type in $140 here, which is basically saying this is the max price you're willing to pay for that company.
And so you could like set it and forget it, because it's like,
exactly,
you'll be like, I think Nike will hit 140 within the next month. All right, so I set that.
Right, and that's exactly what he just got to, right? So when you click continue, either you could save for that day, which is market hours, or extended hours. You get to pick which one. When you click continue though, remember how he said you could set it for that month? You could actually set it for up till 90 days. Like in that 90-day period, I feel comfortable doing this. When I click continue, I say I want one share, review it, you're good to go, swipe up, and boom, I just placed a limit order, right, for Nike, which is pretty cool. And then you just say done, it's in the queue. And when you scroll up to Nike, it actually shows you upcoming activity, which is really nice. But for example, for the sake of this video, we're gonna just show you something really quick. If you guys actually own some shares, right? So if I own Apple, I could go down and it says my position in Apple. So it actually lets you know how much you own, like your shares, how much money you have, what your average cost is, and the total return you've made since the time you invested.
And so average cost is the average amount of money. The average amount of money you paid for was that Apple, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So your average cost for Apple is, in this example, is, well, that's where you would see the number.
Exactly. So that would be Robinhood, right? So that is a little mini take on what Robinhood is and how easy it is to use. We just want to make sure we take you guys through step by step for that piece. And honestly, at the end of the day, like, you guys could use different people, right? Different brokers. Like, you could use Ally, you could use Vanguard. This is just a simple app on your phone. We think it's super easy to use, so we want to take you guys through that.
And you could even dollar cost average on Robinhood, by the way. There was an option there that talked about recurring, a recurring investment. So you could set that for any stock. And if he would have clicked that button, then you would see, like, okay, I want to put $20 into Apple every month. It allows you to do that.
Exactly. So let's just take them through Robo now, right? So we talked about like a regular self-directed. Let's talk about Robo. So we know there's Ally, right? Which is, honestly, we haven't personally used it, but we know that
based on reviews.
Exactly. Based on reviews, every single YouTube channel or like different articles we read, it was rewarded #1. I personally have used Fidelity, which was great. I know you use Acorns, right?
Yeah, I started my investment journey with Acorns. You know, and I think Acorns is amazing because it allows you to have a feature called like the roundup feature.
Yep.
And so that means, like, if you're just living your regular life buying something, if I just went to, let's say, KFC and I bought some food and the food came out to $10.60.
Yep.
It's gonna round the money up. So there's 40 cents left until I get to $11, right?
Yep.
Who's nice at math here? Okay, so there's 40 cents left. It's gonna put 40 cents into the stock market for me and invest my 40 cents for me.
Which is a super passive way to do it, right? So I think let's just take them through Robo-advisor, which is Acorns, as we said, and just show them. So go ahead, do your thing, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. So once you set up your Acorns account, you'll get to this screen, okay? And then from here, you could actually click Invest for Your Future up top, and it'll show you, like, because when you did your Acorns account, you picked what type of portfolio you wanted.
Yep.
And so for this one, we have it set at moderately aggressive because we're younger. We feel like, okay, we could be a little more risky in our investments. Okay. And you could see that's where you click it. You could even, you know, it shows you the type of companies that you're involved in.
Yep.
All the way at the bottom, so you can scroll through that.
Which is super cool, right? Because when you look at my profile over here, it says mildly aggressive. Remember, I just made this count, not a single penny has gone in. I just filled out what I think I want to do right now. So it actually says which companies I want based on what I've told them, which is what we said earlier. A robo-advisor is you putting in your information where you feel comfortable, and then this actual computer, you know, does all this calculations, and that's what it comes up with.
Exactly. And so if you were to click risk, we have it set for mildly aggressive, but if you wanted to change it down the line, you could click these dots at the top, and you'll see they have conservative. They'll show you how they'll allocate your money. Moderately conservative. They allocate your money in different ways. So you pick what you want.
Exactly.
Aggressive is the most aggressive, obviously. Okay, so if you back out of there, and you back out of here, you could also now go down to perform. Oh no, let's go to roundups. Actually, the feature that I was talking about.
That's the best feature. To
Facts. Let's go to roundup settings. And so you could set that to automatic. That's how I had it set. I would set that to automatic. And we already talked about what it means to round up your money. Remember, they're investing the leftover change. Now, if you go to add a multiplier, what's dope is, you know how I talked about 40 cents left in my example?
Yep.
You spent $10.60, they round up 40 cents.
Yep.
You can multiply that 2x, 3x, or 10x. At a point, I had it at 10x. You know, so 40 cents was really $4.
Yeah, and as we said earlier, like, if you're a new investor, this is something you definitely want to check out, because at the end of the day, when you're just living your life and you're buying food or you're going to get groceries or whatever it may be, this would be a great opportunity for you to actually learn what investing is and just let the robo-advisor do its work for you.
Yeah, literally. And like, I think 10x is a great place to put it. So you save it, settings updated, got it. Cool. You could also, in this Robo-advisor, set, and I recommend this, recurring investments.
Yep.
So you could set an amount for a certain day. Mondays is perfect. That's rookie Mondays. We hope you're investing every Monday. So you could choose a day of the week. We chose Monday, and you set an amount. So you might say, I want to put $55 in.
Yep.
Right, every Monday. You can set that
and do what feels comfortable. You know, like, if something feels comfortable for you, do it. If it's too much, just start slow. The whole point of Rookie Mondays, as you said, is to walk you through and just go step by step. And we're telling you right now, for you to go step by step with your own pace.
Yeah, for real. And then you would turn that on when you're ready. And now the thing is, with investing, I want you guys to know baby steps are better than no steps. You know?
And let's show them the performance real quick so they can track it. Right now, obviously it's 0, there's nothing there, right? But if you click on that, it actually shows what you've been doing. The same thing that we showed you at Robinhood is the same thing. It shows you how much you've gone up or down. Hopefully you're going up, and it shows you your investments in the last 30 days as well.
Exactly. So you could press performance, and you could actually see, here is where they'll show you a chart and show you exactly how your money is doing. It also shows you a projection. What I like about Acorns, I know we don't have money in here, so you can't see it yet, but what I like about Acorns is it shows you what you're expected to have at a certain age. So it'll literally show you, like, yo, by the time you're 65 years old, you're expected to have $1,400,000 in this account.
Which means I'll be hacking Tyrell's account when he has that much.
This guy's crazy. It shows you exactly how much you're projected to have if you keep investing at a certain rate. Right? So yeah, and here you can also just see a rundown of what you've been doing in the last 30 days. That's all.
And then at the end of it, what the cool part about Acorns is that it allows you to do all that. But since we're actually talking about this right now, let's talk about how they can actually use our link. So now, since you know what Acorns is, and you know what Robinhood is, we're actually going to drop a link below that you can use to set up your own Acorns account, right? It's super simple, as we talked about. Any questions you guys have, just let us know. But honestly, that kind of gives an overall rundown into a Robo-advisor. By the end of this video, hopefully, right, which I think we're about to wrap up, essentially, you guys now know what a brokerage account is. You guys know Robinhood, how to use it, right, which we think is super friendly, user-friendly. We talked about Robo-advisor and how that's super friendly and user-friendly as well. And we mentioned other accounts you can use as well. So definitely do your own research on that, check it out. But we also talk about why investing is important, right? And this is step number 1 for you guys. So in the other video, which is next week on Rookie Mondays, we're gonna talk about how you can actually pick a stock, right? And like what your first investment looks like.
Exactly. And like I was trying to say, like, man, I just want you guys to know it's okay to just invest $5 at first, because what you're doing is you're training yourself to understand how investing works. So it doesn't hurt. Put $5 in at first and see what it does, and be like, okay, I kind of can get used to this.
And shout out to our friends, right? Like I know in the group chat that we're in, people actually started talking about investments because of Acorns. I remember James. Shout out to you, James, if you're listening. We were talking about, I'm actually about to get food, and then he's like, my Acorn account looks amazing because I was just buying food and the money was going in. And he's like, I own Apple now, or like I own AMD, and I'm like, bro, that's how it starts.
Facts. Exactly. Yeah. He had to use food for my boy James. You trying to say about James right now?
Nothing. I love food.
Why James got to be getting food?
I was fat when I was younger, bro. Honestly, at the end of it, I was a big kid. I love food, and that's all it is. No shade to you, James. I love you. Shout out to law school and everything, man. Shout out. But honestly,
keep it going on your fitness journey, James. We love you.
No shade. I was not throwing shade. But honestly, if you're, watching this video, thank you so much. If you're watching until right now, thank you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe,
and leave questions. Don't forget, if you have questions, please leave those questions.
Absolutely. And hit that little notification bell. Also, download everything we have in the description below, right? It's all free. Check out that Acorns account. But hopefully you guys got a lot of value from this. But we're gonna check out, and then we'll see you on Wednesday.
We will see you on Wednesday. The most important thing today is to execute. Don't just watch this video and not set up these accounts, please, because we're going step by step with you. So once you set up these accounts, next week we're gonna talk to you about how to pick that stock. So please set these accounts up this week and let us know how it goes. But go ahead, you can close it out.
But that's it. The man said it all. But until then, until Wednesday, and then next Monday, we'll catch y'all later. Peace.